credit questions. I'm just gonna answer them, just hot fire answer questions. I got the YouTube up, I got Instagram up, and I don't have TikTok up. TikTok can't join us today. But yeah. Shout out to everybody. Mm. Shout out to everybody who came to Invest Fest. First of all, I seen so many. I seen so many of y'all. So many credit cousins was in the building. And I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, let's just do a hot, just Q&A, just how we normally do. Hey y'all, Facebook. By the way, I cannot sign into Facebook from my phone, which is why I haven't been in the group for the last week. I had to get a new phone, and I've been having issues signing into Facebook, but I can stream to Facebook because my streaming platform was already signed in. So I gotta figure that out, and then y'all see me back active. Okay, so is it possible for accounts to be removed if the address is still attached to your report? It's possible, but it definitely makes it harder when the address is still attached, for sure. Like it makes it probably 10 times harder when the address is still on your credit report. Yes, I am locked out. How was InvestFest? InvestFest was amazing, like literally amazing from start to finish in terms of behind the scenes, in terms of how we were hosted, from just the experience, from the environment, from the value, from the gems. Like it was literally amazing. Like it was so great. Like it was amazing. That's the only word I can really think of. It was amazing. Would you recommend keeping open a secure card? I have some that have been upgraded to unsecured, but some that will never upgrade. So that would be up to you. It depends on how old they are. I wouldn't close all of them. Like if one of them is your first credit card, I like to keep open my first credit card because it does show a long revolving credit age, and you want to preserve that age as long as you can for primary trade lines. But if you have more than one, you can close the other ones. Just know that your score will decrease. It'll decrease I don't know how much, because it all depends on how old the account is and what else you have on your credit report, but you will likely see a decrease. It's not normally like a drastic thing. And you can make those points back. So as long as you're not trying to buy a house or a car in the next 6 months, then you're good to go. You're good to close it. Let me see. I do not have the same increase on my credit report. Is that normal? What you mean? You don't have the same increase? Are you saying TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian are not? You don't have the same increase? If that's the question, then yes, that is normal, because most times when you do a credit card application or any application, they'll pick one bureau to pull. It's very seldom that they'll pull more than one. Like Chase pulls more than one, but that's not the usual. Normally they'll just pick one credit bureau, pull it, and go off, whatever they're reporting. So yes, that's normal. I received a text yesterday from Wakefield and Associates, has a collection for me validation letter. Yes, send the validation letter immediately. And yes, they can text you and contact you on social media now. It's crazy out here. Let me see. My score dropped when my mortgage came off. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Any account that comes off your credit report, you lose credit age. So if you don't have a lot of credit age, you're going to lose points. Most people are going to lose points if any account closes. So that's normal. You'll gain those points back though. Hey, I paid a write-off through settlement now. How do I get them to delete it? There is a discrepancy with the dates open on each report, by 20 and 30 days. The 20 days one is not going to matter. So basically the law states that it has to be the same month in the same year. So if it's within 30 days, it doesn't count, unfortunately. Now, if it's over 30 days difference, then that is where the dates will start to matter, because the credit bureaus receive the accounts on different days, most like pretty much within a 30-day span. So if one says the 7th and one says the 27th, as long as it's the same month in a year, that is considered accurate in terms of Metro 2 compliancy for credit reports. Do you have any more home buying stuff coming up? Yeah, I do. My next webinar is going to be credit cards though. How long does it take for a mortgage to drop off? What do you mean? What do you mean? Just if you don't do anything? If you don't do anything, any closed account or any derogatory account on your credit report will stay for 7 to 10 years, depending on if it's a judgment or something. What's the next step after you do debt validation and they sent you an itemized bill? The debt validation follow-up. I've had Capital One before, so they probably want to prove me. Capital One is actually really forgiving. It depends on how long ago and did you pay them back or what was the result of whatever you guys had going on. Was it a charge off? Was it a collection? They're very forgiving though. I have a closed account that was in good standing, but it is not reporting to all one of the bureaus. Should I request that it is added back? I have a closed account that was in good standing, but it is not. Jamaica, I don't get your question. It's been 2 years. Whole hard inquiry haven't fallen off your report. So if it's been 2 years from this exact month, then you can call the credit bureaus and tell them to take it off. My paid mortgage in good standing came off within 2 months. What do you mean came off? Did you challenge it, or did it just fall off? That's I was a little confused about it. My TransUnion is saying that I'm deceased. What do I do about that? So you send the credit bureaus a letter and let them know that you're, alive. You do need to send proof of residency and proof of identity. So a copy of a picture ID, a state issued picture ID, and like a bill or like a utility bill or a bank statement or something that shows your address and your name from the last 30 days. So send them that and you should be good. Yes. I wrote Experian twice for personal update, and they will email but not send it in the mail. Also, they won't remove the address. What do I need to do next? So they are able to email it to you if you have an account with them. Within their terms of agreement, you agreed that you agreed to electronic delivery of any disputes or anything. So it's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't affect anything. Just make sure that you're not following up by challenging your credit report online. You're making sure that you follow up, in the mail. What was the second part of your question? And two rounds for personal information, that's nothing. That's nothing. It normally takes longer, especially if it's tied to a collection account or something like that. You do have, before you send a personal information letter though, you need to make sure that all of your current creditors are reporting like your new address, whatever address that you want to stay on your credit report. You need to make sure that all of your current creditors, all of your open accounts, they're reporting that address. Because if you're trying to challenge an address that is still actively being reported by your open trade lines, it's like moving in circles. Any derogatory account has a reporting time of 7 years. That's any bad account, anything that went to collections, charge offs. It has a reporting time of 7 years from the date of first delinquency. So the month prior to when it went into collections or when it was charged off, that is when the 7 year clock starts. After that 7 year passes, it cannot report on your credit report. It doesn't matter if they sold it to 3 collection agencies, 4 collection agencies, and they are all constantly, opening the account again. The reporting date does not change. That cannot change. The date of first delinquency is set in stone. It cannot change. How long does it take to receive notice that your bureau investigation is open? They haven't even been sending those anymore. So if you waiting for them to tell you that your investigation is open, you probably will be waiting forever because they haven't been sending those courtesy letters anymore. They're not required to by law to send those. They used to be like a courtesy before they kind of got like backed up. Now they just will send you your results when it's time. So yeah. Thank you. And all my open accounts are reporting the correct address. Oh, okay, great, great, great. I had a collection with Sprint, disputed it with TransUnion. The creditor sold the debt, and now it's on my Experian, and they validated it. Any help on next step? Wait, what? Yeah, I don't think I'm slow tonight because I swear to God, I don't get y'all questions tonight, and that's not normal, and that's not usual. Let me see. My paid mortgage is no longer reporting since it's now closed. It took 2 months for it to update with the bureaus. Oh, okay. So yeah. How do you know to see your email for Bank of Missouri? You can try to search it online or in like forums and stuff. I don't have that one specifically. I received itemization docs back from the medical collection with my personal info. Which form do I use in the deal? Oh, that's validation. They validated that mean. So now you need to settle with them. Ask for a pay to delete. Why you want to remove your open student loans? Somebody said how to remove open student loans. Why you removing your open student loans? That's your credit history. Your score is going to drop drastically if you remove those. Would you ever make a series about financing cars? I'm rebuilding my credit, but would like to know more information on ideal scores, who to finance with, and interest rates. I've never thought about it, but I mean, I've never thought about it, to be honest. I'm not against it though, for sure. If that's a good idea, I've never thought about it though. Yeah, it is super delayed. I'm seeing it is very delayed. No, it's not a HIPAA violation if the information came from the original creditor. So the original creditor is still legally able to send you your information because it's your information, and you requested it. However, if the address on that information is from the collection agency, that is when it'll be a violation. How to remove student loan late payments? You have to challenge them with the credit bureaus. Any thoughts on community bank technical glitch debacle that has been going on for almost 2 months? I mean, the thoughts is, I mean, no. What do you mean, like any thoughts? I mean, they trash for that, of course. You know, that's the only thoughts. Yes. No, I mean, no, a refinance is not bad. A refinance is not bad at all. The sooner you do it, the better. I always say that, like, don't wait to 3, 4, 5 years into the car loan to want to refinance. Like, you should be trying to refinance as soon as possible. As early as the next week, as early as 30 days after you got the car, like literally as soon as possible. Your car is going to be more valuable. Wait, let me rephrase that sentence. The sooner after you purchase the vehicle, the car is going to be more valuable. So the longer you wait, the less valuable the car becomes in terms of a refinance. So as soon as possible. A collection is only showing on TransUnion and not the other bureau. How should I handle this? You could just challenge it with TransUnion. You would ask them for them to investigate. You would just go through all the rounds. Start with round 1, send it to TransUnion. I have an active car loan with a lot of missed payments. Equifax removed, but Experian won't. The 60-month term is over, but they keep reporting late payments. What should I do? What do you mean the 60-month term is over? For your car loan? Oh, okay. So you're saying like, but it's not paid, right? If it's not paid, then it's not over. The term length, you only go by the term length if you paid according to the term length. You get what I mean? So like if you had made 60 payments, then that would be the end of the loan. But because it still has an outstanding balance, it's going to continue to rack up late payments for as long as it's open, or until you get caught up. So your best case scenario, if you have that many, you need to ask them to close the account. But keep in mind, if you still have the vehicle, then you have to give it up and things of that nature. But as you still owe a balance, so the term length is going to continue and the late payments will continue as long as that account is open. I'm surprised they haven't closed it out yet. No, there are rounds for anything, medical or anything. In the HIPAA kit, it has the follow-up letters included. The HIPAA kit on the website is what, $9.99, I think. What's a good credit card? Hold on. What's a good credit card to get after rebuilding bankruptcy? Really good question. Hold on. What did I title this? That is not it. Hold on, y'all. Where is it at? All right, I can't find what I was looking for. I was going to try to share my screen. Actually, let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Because it's just going to be easier for me to show you than to, repeat. So y'all could just screenshot it. Give me a second, though. Is this it? Yes. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen on YouTube. All right. Let me share my screen. Where is it? Chrome tab. Oh, here we go. All right, you see that? I can't make it bigger. Let me see. That's the biggest it's gonna get. Okay, so you see where it says subprime? Subprime cards are for. Let me move this thing off the screen. Subprime cards are for if you have bad credit. So if you have collections, charge-offs, and things of that nature, or if you have just recently filed bankruptcy, that's where you would go and get a subprime credit card. Subprime credit cards are cards for or tailored to individuals with what's considered bad credit or a recent derogatory account. So more than likely, if you try to apply for a starter card, you will get denied for like Capital One, Discover, and all of that. You typically will get denied. So you have to do subprime to kind of, build up a little more credit history, and then you usually are able to move up in credit card tiers. So yes, those are subprime cards, and then starter cards are for people who have not built credit yet. So it can be, let's say, an 18-year-old and they have never had a trade line in their name. They would go for a starter card. Or it doesn't have to be 18, but if you've just never taken the time to build credit, you haven't messed up your credit yet, you maybe not have a credit score, or maybe you've had 1 to 2 accounts before, then you need to get a starter credit card if no one else will approve you. Oh, let y'all see. All right. I always get confused on how to split. Oh, I'm on Instagram. I'm tripping. All right, so this is subprime cards. That's for, like I said, tailored for to individuals with bad credit, and then these are starter cards. So if you haven't built credit yet. And then mid-tier is my favorite. But mid-tier credit cards are like if you already have at least a year of credit history with another credit card, then of course good history, no late payments and stuff like that, then you would move on to mid-tier. These are like the best cards, especially for reward points. If you're a fan of cashback or reward points, these are going to be the cards where you're able to rack up on it, because these are everyday cards, meaning like it's made for everyday purchases. And then these are my favorite premium cards. By the way, this is not a complete list. It's obviously thousands of credit cards in the world. This is just like my favorite. I can only show y'all my favorite. So these are premium cards, my favorite premium cards. Some have no limit, some have limits. Some are the best when it comes to flight points and sky miles and things of that nature, or even hotels. So yeah, these are considered premium. You never lucky with getting your question answered. I seen that one, but I didn't see your question. Hold on, let me go back to. I have a mix of cards. Is that bad? I have all those subprime, but traditional ones as well, since my credit used to be extremely good. You have all those subprime cards. See, my limit with subprime and starter cards is 2. You should not have more than 2 subprime or starter cards, because anything after 2, it's going to be really hard for you to get to the next tier in terms of credit limits and stuff like that, because banks are going to see that you only have experience with like what they consider low level credit cards. So be careful with getting too many of those. You literally don't need more than 2 of starter or subprime. And if you do have more than 2, then eventually you probably are going to want to close. You probably are going to want to close most of them, but you can't just close them all at once, because then your score will take a huge hit. Yes, I did see the Chase has 2 new cards. Well, one is business, but if we're just talking about personal, I was looking at that card, the IHG one. Sounds like a really amazing card, and it's not. Well, I guess it is new publicly. I have an Amex question. What's your Amex question? Should I lock 3 of my reports before disputing? No. If somebody tell you got to lock your report for them to repair your credit, they're not using their consumer laws to repair your credit. You should not have to lock your report. You're not doing identity theft or fraud. No. You can lock your report if you want to. You know what I mean? You can put a freeze on your report just to make sure, you're not a victim of identity theft or something like that. But if someone is telling you need to suppress your records or lock your report in order to properly dispute it, no. I got a second card from Discover and noticed that my credit age changed from 13 months to 6 months. Is that normal? Yes, because credit age is an average. So you take your oldest account times your newest account and you divide it by the total amount of accounts that you have, and that should give you your average credit age. Or you could just download Credit Karma and look at your average credit age for free. But yes, it's an average. So anytime you open an account, close an account, you will lose credit age because your average will go down. But if your credit age is only 6 months, well, you said that's your second card. Never mind. Is it bad to have both Capital One, Quicksilver, and Platinum if I'm trying to build my credit? No, it's not bad. So I would not get any more starter cards outside of Capital One, Quicksilver, or in Capital One Platinum. Your next credit card should be at least a mid-tier card. At least a mid-tier card. Is Chase forgiving? Not like sometimes they are, but like they're not as forgiving as a lot of other. Them and American Express are like the strictest ones. Like American Express holds grudges most of the time. Hold on. You say your business card is not on your credit report? It shouldn't be. That's good. Your business card should not be on your credit report. Is Self not a good card? Self is a good card. It's a starter card. It's a starter card. Yeah, I'm on 2 different lives, so if I miss it's not that I'm trying to miss no questions. It's a lot of questions, y'all. I want to get a premium CC, but I'm tired of my credit age taking a hit, so I'm going to wait on it. It's going to still take a hit. It's going to still take one whenever you do it. Can you give us the threshold for paying off credit cards to get the maximum point? Yeah. Let me see. Trying to see the fastest way I can access it because I know. Hold on. I don't have my hard drive plugged up, so if it's not on my computer, then I'll just have to post it. Is Chase or Capital One good business cards for beginners? Beginner business. I mean, Capital One has a beginner's business card, but that's like the worst business card ever. It reports on your personal credit report. The limits are extremely low. So I mean, that is a beginner business card though. Chase is not a beginner friendly company, so I wouldn't even suggest you go there and Chase pulls your personal credit, of course, as well. Don't go to them for a business card unless you at least have good credit, like a 660 or above. All right, here we go. My bad, y'all. I was trying to find this. Share my screen. Living the life I should star in a movie. Okay, here we go, right here. You got a late payment? Ugh. How much did it drop your score? How do you feel about City Secured? I heard they never unsecure in the Facebook group. I like City Secured card because it even if they don't they do unsecure. Maybe people are not spending on it right. City is strict, so you got to make sure that you're not reporting. You shouldn't even be carrying a balance on their secure card, to be quite honest. Also, I think it takes, I want to say 18 or 24 months at least, and that's if you are, obviously doing good by the credit card, no late payments, low utilization reported. But even if it doesn't graduate into an unsecured card, Citi has amazing mid-tier cards that you can naturally move to. You know what I mean? After you've had that secure card for a while, I would ask for a Citi Double Cash or a Citi Custom Cash. Since you've already built the relationship with them, it shouldn't be hard to get their next tier up card. What's the best way to get Capital One card to change to unsecured? The best way is just to make sure you're not reporting this is with any card. Make sure you're not reporting banks really don't like to see you carry balances on any secure card. You know what I mean? Because it's just not a high limit. So in order for them to either take you serious and give you a credit limit increase, unsecure card, or even give you another credit card, you got to show them that you can manage $200, $300, or whatever your credit limit is. So you shouldn't be carrying a balance on that card. Oh, let me share. It's on IG, but let me share with y'all. Here they go. Is Amex Platinum hard to get? Hold on. No, I mean, no, it's not hard to get. But what you consider hard? I don't. It's no, it's not hard. Listen, if your credit profile is good, no credit card is hard to get, unless we're talking about maybe premium cards, but no mid tier or even, I mean, not premium, invitation only cards, but like no credit card is hard to get as long as if your profile is on point. What is the best starter card with rewards? The best starter card with rewards is the Discover It. The Discover, they have like 4 or 5 Discover It's, but I think it's the Discover. No, it's not rewards. It's cashback. So Discover It cashback. That's like my favorite one. You're not really gonna get good rewards with on starter cards. The rewards are really, really like they really shine in mid tier. Like in the mid tier range, that is where rewards like shine. So use the starter cards to establish credit history, show the banks that you are trustworthy, and then get a mid tier card. The thing is, you have to lower your expectations when it comes to subprime and starter cards in terms of limit, in terms of interest rate, in terms of growability, in terms of credit limit increases or anything. You have to manage your expectations on starter and subprime cards. You can get way more picky if you get to mid tier cards, and the limits, like they're extremely growable. You're going to get some of the best reward, not even some of, I think I really honestly will say the best rewards are on mid tier cards. I tell people all the time, you never have to get a top tier card. You never have to, unless you like are a frequent traveler, or unless you like want a specialized hotel card and whatever. Then you never have to get a top tier card. Mid tier is really where the money is, and it's also where all of the rewards are. So yeah. Would you recommend the City Secure or the Navy Federal? Um, they gonna kill me, but I would do the City. I mean, it depends because child, just get Navy Federal. I mean, Navy Federal is always a safe bet. It's safe though. It's the safe bet for sure. When it comes to credit cards, if I compare mid tier credit cards from Navy Federal and from City, I'm gonna personally pick the City card, but it's because I am a rewards and cashback person. Navy Federal, yeah, they offer some rewards and cashback, but it's just not as much as City. So it depends on what you value. I've been liking the Capital One Quicksilver over the Discover it Lord. It's 1.5 verse 1. So yeah, so Quicksilver is technically speaking supposed to be a mid-tier card. I do always put it in starter cards because it does not compare to other companies' mid-tier cards. But for the record, that is Capital One's mid-tier card. Like that's supposed to be the natural card that comes after the platinum. I still put it in starter category to be quite honest, but yeah. Because if, like, for instance, you say they give you 1.5% cash back. If you were to compare that to other mid tier cards, they're going to give you that plus 4% cash back on groceries or whatever. Like, they're going to give you so much more than just that Capital One Quicksilver. So, yeah. And then the Discover It, that's a starter card. So, you know, I got approved for the Chase Sapphire for a 5K limit. Oh, that's amazing! Congratulations. Make sure you do right by that card because that card can go up to like $60,000. So, and honestly, I've seen someone with 80,000. So, do right by that card. Living a life I should star in a movie. I'm still having trouble understanding credit utilization. The balance that you leave over past your statement date. So whatever you don't pay back by your statement date, that's your utilization. So it doesn't matter what the balance is throughout the month. It doesn't matter how much you use the card, how many times you swipe the card, how much you spend on the card. The only thing that matters per your credit report is how much you failed to pay back by the time that billing cycle ended, which is the statement date. So you can, if you have a $200 credit card limit, you spent every cent of it, you spent $200. That doesn't matter as long as you pay that $200 back or pay at least 180 of it back by your statement date. Then you good because you never want to carry over more than 10% of the balance. So always less than 10% of the balance if you want the best possible credit score. I set up all night to figure utilization out and I got it. Thank you. Oh, that's amazing. I've been disputing with these people for 3 years. I'm over it. What are are you disputing it the same way? How are you disputing with them for 3 years? And maybe have they validated your account and you maybe need to settle? Some things you're not going to be able to get removed, no matter who does it or whatever the case may be. Some things are just valid, they're validated properly. What do you think about gardening? Just resting and not getting a car. Yeah. You're not supposed to be actively searching for credit at all times, So absolutely. I think more people should start gardening. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they try to build credit too fast and then they wonder why all of their limits are low and their credit age and credit score is not growing because they're trying to build way too fast. So you should garden after two at the most 3 credit cards. Take a break for at least 6 to 9 months, then apply again. But when we try to like constantly just be applying for things and just because we're going to get approved and getting all these low level credit cards, we keep ourselves in a box. Like you have other banks looking at you and seeing that you don't have any credit established to you and you have so many credit cards and it's all still under $1,500 or $2,000. They're going to be less likely to give you a high credit limit because you only have experience with really low credit limits because you didn't allow your credit report to age enough and to allow enough credit history to show with one credit card before you try to get another one. Living a life I should star in a movie. Let me see what time is it. I'm gonna get off for in a little bit. Can you list the mentor cards? I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna post them on Instagram. I'm gonna post the starter. I'm gonna post a subprime, starter, mid tier, top tier, invitation only. I only have 2 credit cards, Credit One and Wells Fargo. Also have a car loan and an installment loan. I plan to start the home buying process soon. Should I apply for another card? If you are about to start home buying process, I wouldn't apply for anything. I would allow all of my accounts to age and just, continue to allow your credit score to go up. Because you'll get, so every 3 months, that an account ages in terms of your mortgage scores, you'll get a little bit of points up to 18 months. So any account that is younger than 18 months, every 3 months, you should see your mortgage scores going up. It'll just be a little bit, but every point, of course, in mortgages matter. Every point matters. So again, every 3 months, any account that's under 18 months should reward you, so to say, a few points. I got an LLC. Where should I try to get bit? So I don't teach business credit. I only teach personal credit. How does the invitation only cards work? The company literally has to invite you to apply. So typically, no one knows the set guidelines because you know whatever. But it is rumored that like for the Centurion card, the black card, you have to spend at least $100,000 consistently a month on your credit card for them to even consider inviting you. And that's not even a certain thing. Can you bounce back from being late on your first net 30? You're talking about business credit, right? Yeah, I think you're talking about business credit. Yeah, what's the Amex question? No, I don't take clients. Any advice for student loans? I have to start paying them again next month, but want to make my monthly payments lower or get some of it forgiven. The only way to make your payments lower is if you contact the loan provider or loan servicer and tell them or ask them to allow you to get on an income-based repayment plan, and it goes off your income to determine how much your monthly payments will be. So you just have to call them directly. But the credit bureaus, they can't do anything in terms of your payments or anything like that. Like that, they'll just tell you to go straight to your furniture. I have a charge off with Amex. How do I make it right again and get credit with them again? That's gonna be hard because if you ever want credit with them again, more than likely you are going to have to pay that back. Sometimes you can allow years to pass and then they'll eventually forgive you and accept you. But if it just happened, it may not be possible right now. So you may need to just like look at Chase or Citi or something like that. If you have a charge off on if I have a charge off on my credit card, it's not in collections. Oh, I'm reading 2 different questions at once. I'm like, huh? Navy Federal will close my credit card. It's not in collections. If I pay the balance and start over with their secure card, will they give me another major CC? Navy Federal is very forgiving if you pay them. You definitely will, and they may deny you for that secure card right off the bat. You may have to wait a few months, but try it. Try to apply for that, and then I have definitely seen Navy Federal, come back and forgive and allow you to get their other credit cards. How do I respond to TransUnion star letter? What star letter was it? What are they saying? You should respond directly to what they are saying. So if they sent you to, because they have multiple star letters. So if they sent you the one like, we don't have your ID, and you sent your ID, you can write them back. You have to send your ID again, but just let them know that you already included this, and you think that they're trying to delay your investigation. So just call them out. Call them out. Can I get a paid charge off deleted with factual disputes? If it's something factually wrong with the account, you definitely can challenge it based on factual errors. Can I get a paid? Oh, you already said that. Calvary is taking me to court. Can I try to settle with them outside of court? Yes, you can try, but you need to try to do it ASAP, because if you wait too late, then it'll be too late. So if it's honestly in their hands now. If they decide that they'll accept your money, then they'll withdraw the lawsuit. But if they don't, make sure you go to court. Make sure you go to court. What other ways are there to improve mortgage scores? It's a lot of little ways. So like installment loans with less than 10% left, that'll raise your mortgage scores. Um, Doing the AZO method where it's all zero except one. So you would, if you have this works if you have more than 3 credit cards. So if you have more than 3 credit cards, you would zero out the balance on every single credit card except one. That one credit card you would put at between 1% and 3% of the limit. So a few dollars, or whatever your limit is, you would just put between 1% and 3%, not zero, because you do have to have at least one card with the balance, or you run the risk of your scores going down. So like I said, if you have more than 3 credit cards, zero at least 2 of them out, or zero all except one out. That's the best way to raise your mortgage scores. What else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. No, I don't offer credit repair. How do you tell them the 7-year deletion? Huh? How you what? Do you have to be in the armed forces to get a Navy Federal? No, you just have to be affiliated with the military. So you, a family member, it can be a deceased family member. They could have served in 1930. You can use them. You may have to get their DD 214, I believe it's called. And sometimes they ask you to verify, sometimes they don't. So you just have to be prepared to verify it. But especially if it's like a long relative, they may definitely ask you. Or if someone in your household is affiliated with the military or in the military, that works as well. How long should someone stay in the garden? There's no set time. It's really relative to your credit age and how old your accounts are. But most don't even consider it a garden unless it's been over 18 months. So, it all depends. I'm mad I didn't run into you at InvestFest. You was okay. No, I felt like I was around a lot. It's just I was in the back a lot, just especially before the show. I was just like, just chilling, trying to get prepared. But I was out. I was walking through the vendors and all of that. Let me see. And then most of the time I was like in the show. Like I was sitting there learning, like with my phone, taking notes. So I was a student for the 90% of InvestFest. Are you familiar with CashNet? They're an installment kind of thing, aren't they? Yeah. So from what I know of them, unless they offer something else, they do have an installment loan. They did that to me too. Oh, y'all talking about something? No, not superstar status, y'all. How long until a charge off falls off? 7 years from the date of first delinquency. Gardening is when you just don't apply for anything for an extended period of time. So you're just chilling. You're not actively shopping for any credit. You don't have any new inquiries. You don't have any inquiries at all because, like I said, technically speaking, a gardening should naturally age out all of your inquiries if you're not actively applying. So, It's just you're not applying for nothing. It's just another word for just chilling. Does Experian ever show data first delinquency on your official credit report? You can find it. So you would not the app or like most credit monitoring apps don't show this date. So you have to pull your official credit report from annualcreditreport.com. It's free. You want to pay what? You want to pay what? Does Experian? Oh, you already. I just read that. Let me see. What do you think about a home equity line of credit? If I can understand it. I've never personally had one, but what do you mean? What I think about it? Yeah, they're another form of credit. How is it okay to have more than one mortgage? Hold on. Is it okay to have more than one mortgage lender check your credit? Absolutely, and you should. You should absolutely compare rates for sure. That's a huge purchase. It's a huge purchase. You want to make sure that your lender is promising either the best rates or the best circumstance, because it's more than rates when it comes to mortgages. So absolutely shop around. You always should get a second and even third and maybe even fourth opinion. For me, anytime I'm getting a mortgage, I go to a big banks, I go to a local lender, I go to a credit union, and I go to usually another local lender. But I don't care about increase when I'm shopping for any big purchases, because an increase doesn't mean that much to your credit profile. An increase is never going to be the reason why your credit is considered bad. It's 10% of your credit profile. You much rather shop for the best rate than worry about a small increase. Like, it's no comparison. And then, by the way, inquiries that happen within a 14-day period, in terms of if you're shopping for a mortgage, they're going to be deduplicated, so they're not all going to affect you. They will still all be on your credit report, but you're not losing points for every single inquiry. So absolutely shop around. Y'all be protecting inquiries too much. I tell y'all that all the time. Y'all be protecting inquiries too much. Y'all will literally not build credit or not get the best rate on something, worrying about an inquiry. That's crazy. That's crazy. Inquiries are the least thing that the least thing that you should be worried about. It's the last thing that your lender is worried about. If someone ever told you that they were denied because of an inquiry, then they should have asked for a reconsideration. I've never, ever seen it. Now, the only time I have seen where someone is actually denied for an inquiry, and it's typically because they did not ask for a reconsideration. If you are just denied for an inquiry, you ask for a manual review, you should have no problem getting that credit card, because an inquiry does not hold enough power to make your credit bad at all. If you were denied it may be a list of multiple reasons why you were denied, and maybe they'll say inquiries, you've been shopping for credit or whatever, but it's never going to be the sole reason why you get denied, because it's not a strong enough denial reason for even an automatic denial. So F them inquiries. You don't have to go crazy, but you know what I mean? Like, shop around for sure. Are you going to start back doing mini consults on live? Yeah. I never stopped them. I just didn't do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. I could do it because I know I wasn't gonna be on here long day, so I was just whatever. Girl, yeah, that's a damn pimple. Can you switch between factual disputes and step letters on one at a time? One at a time. Yeah, Tish, you can. Do you personally help with credit building? Yeah, by teaching you. I don't do it for you. No one can build your credit for you though. So don't. Yo, people selling credit building services, building. Yeah, I plan. Nobody's selling credit building services, are they? If they are, that's crazy. You got to build your own credit. No one can build your credit for you, because you have to apply for stuff. Step one letters are not getting a response. What now? How long has it been? No, Saturn. As long as you're actively using it, you should have no issue with that. My score decreased 17 points. It says because my utilization went from 18% to 0%. Why is this? Yes, I tell people that all the time. It's never good to report 0% utilization overall, because it can decrease your credit score. 0% doesn't prove that you are responsibly using the credit card. It just shows that you don't use it. So when they see 0%, they just automatically assume that you just don't use your credit card. Banks hate nothing more than what we call top drawer credit cards, meaning like credit cards that people get and then they just do not use them. That's the number one reason why credit cards are closed, typically due to non-usage. So you have to use your credit cards, and if you are using them and paying them off, you can do that, but make sure before your statement date you put a small purchase on them, just so you can avoid 0%. So utilization should always be between 1 and 10%. That's like the best, between 1 and 10%. Never obviously below 1. And if it's below 10, you definitely are not getting all of the points that you can get. So lower it when you can. No, they have more than 30 days to respond. So that's the thing. The time is not being regulated by the CFPB since COVID. So for the past 2 years. So just waiting on them to only do 30 days, you'll be upset. So first of all, it's at the least 60 days, most likely. But it's not being regulated. So even if they go past 60 days, there's nothing that we can do, unfortunately. Is it possible for me to remove an auto loan charge off that they filed as a 1099-C on taxes as a loss? Did you file it on your taxes? You can't remove it based on it being now paid. That's not a reason for it to be removed, because the only thing that has to happen is they have to update the balance. You can remove it if it's something factually wrong with the account, like if it's reporting inaccurately, inconsistently across the credit bureaus or something like that. But paying a collection or charge off is not grounds for removal from your credit report. A lot of people get that mixed up. They're not supposed to remove the account once you pay it. It's somebody. It is. I can't see them. So I can't see it. Maybe they'll comment again. Did you make another TikTok? Oh my God, no. When I tell you I have reported, I'm not even exaggerating, at least 7 pages within the last 24 hours. So I don't have no extra pages. It's just that one. Yeah, they just keep coming. If they ever say text them on WhatsApp, like, I would never say that. So like, that's not me. I would never even approach you to even get you to spend money or enter a giveaway or nothing like that. Like, so it's never me. People are crazy. 60 days since step 1 were received by them and no response. So if is it 60 business? Well, either way, they're not regulating the time. So you can follow up. I will follow up and send the same letter, but I will make sure that I include this is a second attempt as sending you this, because that's pretty much all you can do right now. Because even if you file a CFPB complaint, they're going to tell you that the credit bureaus are behind because of COVID. They ain't gonna help. So. I'm 5'5". I just put that on my story because I swear everybody been asking me that today. How tall are you? How tall are you? I think it's because well, my assistant is shorter than me, but she also didn't have on heels, so I did look hella tall. But I'm 5'5". I mean, I think I feel like that's tall, or it's like I think that's like average. I don't know, child. Because I be feeling like everybody I'm around shorter than me, so I low key do feel tall. Is 5'5" tall? Because I swear I was like I'm always taller than people. Do you have the email for Open Sky? I want to send them a goodwill. Let me see. I don't. Let me see. I don't have theirs. I used to have theirs, but they changed it, so no. I only use consumer laws to challenge, yes. It's not tall. I'm tall. It's like I swear to you, mostly every person that I'm around, female, obviously, I'm usually taller than. How long do you recommend for someone to apply for their first mentor card? In the best case scenarios, at least 9 months. At least 9 months. Okay, Isabel, I already answered that. When you never should report $0. I mean 0%. You never should report 0%. Even if you pay it off, so you can pay your card off to zero by you can pay your card off to zero by the due date, but before your statement date, make a small purchase so that you can have at least a few dollars on there. 5'9" is considered tall. Well, probably in heels, I probably am 5'9" now that I think about it. I didn't think of that. Oh my God. Y'all just heard that? Oh my God. My back hurts so bad. Oh my God. Okay. If you're pregnant, don't get an epidural. It's been 5 years and my back still kills me. 5 years. I just don't understand. Let me see. I applied for a Symphony card for Sleep Number. Now I do not want it. What should I do? Has it reported on your credit report yet? You already then opened it. How long has it been? If it's like within 30 days, then close it. Really, you can close it at any time. Because you're not going to lose that much credit age since it's so new. So if you know you're going to close it as soon as possible. Don't allow it to age, and then when you close it, you're going to lose points. If you're going to close it now. You too? Oh my God. Like, oh, it's just, it's hard out here. Thank you, Darian. Darian? M. I've never seen with an M on the end. Darian. I like that. You pregnant due in September? Congratulations, girl. If you can make it through without getting that epidural, you're gonna be happy because you don't, man. My mom had a mild epidural complications as well. Luckily I didn't. I had a. Oh wait, should I still email for a credit limit increase to avoid the hard? No, you can't email for a credit limit increase. You can email if you were denied an increase because they still have to have access to your credit report. So you still gonna have to apply because they're just gonna take you to apply. 22 years later and still hurting. Golly. I had a car loan with Wells Fargo and refinanced current loan with Wells Fargo. Now Wells Fargo has charged off the old account. Were they supposed to do that? They were not supposed to charge it off if you refinanced it. Hell no. You need to absolutely contact them, talk to a manager or whoever you need to talk to get that straightened out. What you don't want to do is challenge that account with the credit bureau because then they'll likely close your new account. How did you refinance with the same company though? You said I had a car loan with Wells Fargo and then I refinanced with Wells Fargo. Oh, are you saying you had an old car loan? Is that what you said? Because how you refinance with the same company? Unless I'm reading it wrong. Hey, is there someone else to ask questions? I'm so lost. Somewhere else to ask. Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram as well as YouTube and Facebook. Does deferring car payments help to refinance? Does deferring car payments to refinance affect your credit? Lenders don't like to see deferred payments. So if don't do more than one. I think the limit usually is more than 2 within 24 months. If you don't have to. If it's an emergency, then it's better to take a deferment than a late payment for sure. But if you can avoid it. But why are they deferring it to refinance? I'm a physical therapist. Pregnancy is hard on the abdomen and core muscles. Core strengthening is key. I just started doing strength training, so hopefully that helps. I just started taking it serious rather. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I still have a minute. I've decided to wait until I'm able to get a high limit card and use it as my everyday card. Why? Whatever card you have now, you can still begin to utilize it for small purchases. Whatever your limit is for purchases under that limit, because you want to get in the habit of using your credit card for everyday expenses and paying it back, because that's the most important part. Using your credit card, but constantly paying it back, having it replace your debit card. So the money that's on your debit card should just be used to pay your credit card off. In the beginning, don't put anything on your credit card that you don't already have in your bank account, or that that you cannot pay within the next 30 days. So you just have to be really, strict with yourself, or hold yourself accountable in the beginning when it comes to your credit card, and then it'll become just super easy and just like clockwork. Why isn't my credit score increasing? I pay on time. Utilization is at 25%, and I have 2 years of perfect history. Because your utilization is at 25%. That's why your score is not decreasing. That's considered a high utilization. I know most people will, or most people in places will tell you that 30% is the goal, like stay under 30%. That is way too high if you want your score to increase. If you want your credit score to increase, your utilization should be below 10%. So actually between 1 and 10%. 25% is too high. If you lower that, your score will absolutely go up without a doubt. 30% keeps your score stagnant. I always say that. It keeps your score stagnant. Where you get those Army Fatigue pants? Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova. And I ordered them like the day, because really I was supposed to wear heels that third day, but I couldn't. I literally ordered and got it shipped to the hotel. You know, Fashion Nova do overnight shipping. I could not wear no more heels. Oh my God. How would you recommend paying down multiple credit cards, one card at a time, multiple but smaller payments? The best way to do it is to one at a time, if you can, because any card that you have over 45%, that is stinging your credit score drastically. So any cards over 45%, you need to want to get them to at least under 30 first, and then you can work it down. So yeah, I would say one at a time. I was denied for an Apple Card due to too many inquiry. What's the backdoor way? So you need, I think I got the number. Hold on. So it's Goldman Sachs. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go get it. Um, 1-800-288-4653. Yeah, I'll do the joint consults in the morning because I'm gonna get off here tonight. I meant, even if I owe a collection on my credit report, should I pay it or dispute it? You should always dispute, and it's not even disputing, because I don't like that word. It's challenging it for validation. So any collection, you need to force it to be validated, because just because it's your account does not mean that the collection agency can properly validate the account. It is within your consumer rights to ask for or request an investigation for any account on your credit report. You don't have to have a reason. You should never give a dispute reason, especially in the beginning, which is why you shouldn't, dispute online. Send them an investigation request to their mailing box, and then request that they investigate it. Just because it's yours doesn't mean that it can be validated. You will be surprised. Man, that Apple Card is an American Express in disguise. No, it ain't. I mean, it's what is it? Titanium, metal, whatever. It feel like one, but it's it's definitely not an American Express card for sure. I like the Apple Card, but it's not an amazing card. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a cool card though. It's cool. It's cute. I mean, it's a 7 out of 10. It ain't horrible and it ain't bad, and it is good, but it's a 7 out of 10 for sure. I call it a name brand card, because that's exactly what the Apple Card is. It's a people because I'm included in this. We want the Apple Card because it's Apple, because Apple makes things simple, and they make you desire their card. They give you a titanium mid-tier card, and you automatically are going to liken it to top tier cards just because of how it feels, and it doesn't have the numbers, and they let you do all these cool tech things. It's cool, but when it comes to specifics, the interest rate, the credit limits, the credit limit increases that they give, it is just not, it cannot compare to, honestly, even some of Citi mid-tier cards. Chase mid-tier cards for sure it doesn't. But it's a name brand card, and it's cute, and I have it because I'm one of the crazy people that bought into the hype. Because I'm an Apple lover, so I use it when I buy my phones and stuff, but that's like one of the credit cards that I absolutely can do without. Like, if I can go back, I probably would have did without that card. What do I think of the Credit One American Express card? Just get an American Express. I don't like any co. The only co-branded American Expresses I like are flight cards or hotel cards. Other than that, when it comes to Credit One, when it even comes to Navy Federal, and some other companies will offer an American Express card. Well, they'll give you their card, but they'll put it on the American Express network to upsell it. I don't like those co-branded American Express cards because you literally can just get an American Express cards and actually, get the benefits. Can you close the card you just opened? Yeah, you can close any card. Make sure you don't have a balance on it. The sooner you close it, the better. Don't If you know you want to close it now, don't allow it to, age years and years and years down the line, and then you close it because you're gonna lose more points. Y'all need to wash my hair. That's why I got this damn hat on. Why can't I do it? Ooh, hold on, y'all. My fucking head itch. My God, got dandruff falling out. What cards would you get if starting over? I would. Are you starting over with bad credit or no credit? Because that makes a difference on what I'm about to recommend. My God, y'all, my hair is so bad. What score does Amex look for? Depends on what card you're applying for, but because it's not score, it's never going to be a score. American Express and most if not all companies will look at your credit report in total. So American Express specifically, they're gonna make sure that you don't have any late payments in the last at least 18 months. They don't want to see any newly established credit cards within the last 90 days. They don't want if it's their credit card, that's fine. But if it's like another credit card, sometimes they'll deny you for that because they'll just say too many new debt obligations or too many recent new accounts. They don't want to see high utilization on your existing credit cards. They want to see at least one primary credit card that has been open for at least a year. For the most part, obviously, everything I'm saying is not black and white. Like sometimes you may be able to get by, but I'm just saying for the most part, on the average, these are the things that they look for. But yeah, your score doesn't matter at all. It's all about your profile. What's the sequence of closing subprime cards if you have at least 5, all about a year old? If you're not trying to make any big purchases in the near future, like a car or a home, you can pretty much close them. I would say like every 2 to 3 months, kind of like let it get a few more months. Because if you just close them all at once, it's going to be a big hit. You want to be able to close one, recover from that because it takes about 2 to 3 months to recover, and then close another one so that you're not just like dinging your score way down. Now, you can technically speaking close all of them, but just know it's going to be you're going to lose a lot of points and it's going to take you longer to get those points back. So I love the American Express Platinum. I would only recommend it if you travel at least 10 times a year. If you don't travel at least 10 times a year, then that card is just not worth it. Because most of 90% of the benefits and incentives, I guess, of that card is for travelers. If you don't travel, it just wouldn't make sense for you to pay $700 a year to use the card if you're not getting the benefits included in the card. There's no such thing as too many credit cards because it's all relative to how you're managing them. And you shouldn't have a lot of low level credit cards because, well, if you have a goal of getting higher level credit cards, you don't want to have more than 2 really low level credit cards. But at the most, I would say like more than 4 low level credit cards. But some people have 40 credit cards. It's all in what you can manage. Like, yeah, I only teach personal credit. Is freezing your credit good? Will it drop your score? Freezing your credit does not drop or affect your score in any way. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It just depends on your reason for freezing it. If you're freezing it in hopes that it will help you dispute better, then you're wasting your time. I would not do that. If you're freezing it to keep people from, opening accounts and making sure that they have to contact you at a specified number before they open any account, then you can place an alert on your credit report. So yeah, it just depends. It's not a good or a bad thing. It just all depends on what the goal is for the freeze. No, a charge off is supposed to stop updating after 180 days of it being charged off. So after 6 months of it being charged off, it's supposed to be considered a dead account. The only time it should move is if you make a payment or if they sell it to a collection agency. Capital One is considered a subprime company. So even their top tier cards are still considered subprime cards. After the first Credit One account, you should just, build your credit and then go to another bank so that you can have a quality credit card. Not that their credit cards are horrible. It's just, there for you to build credit, and then after you've built, credit, go somewhere else. Can a closed account still report an active payment history? If the account is closed, it can report all of the payment history that happened prior to the account closing. So if you had late payments prior to the account closing, that still is going to be reported on your credit report. That still is going to count and be calculated into your payment history, and that's fine. That's legal. That's how it's supposed to be. But after the account is closed, it shouldn't continue to report late payments. Like if you closed it in February, they're reporting a late payment in March. If it happened prior to it closing, then yes. But if after it closed, then like no. How do you stop your mortgage lender from selling your mortgage? It's within a contract. That's just normal. Honestly, most of the times when you get a mortgage, they're going to sell it. Most of the times, like more often than not, for sure. It's just a part. It's just how the cookie crumbles. I personally don't. I don't care who they sell it to, as long as my terms are not changing, and I don't care who I pay. You know what I mean? Like the money leaving anyway, I gotta pay it anyway. I'm a real estate agent, and I never understood why people cared about that either. LOL. I mean, I guess it's like some people like to, I guess, have a relationship with. You know what it is. You know what it is. The everyday consumer. Yeah, my head is. Oh my god, I'm on loud. Okay, the everyday consumer makes like the finance aspect or the credit aspect more personable than lenders will ever make it. Like people be tied to companies. They be loyal to companies. They be tied to companies. They like, oh, I'm just gonna stick with this company, and the companies don't love you. You know what I mean? Like we really are just a number to companies. And I think that a lot of times we really do personalize it way more than it needs to be. When it comes to financing and banks and lenders, it's black and white. It's black and white. It is black and white. So regardless of 123 company mortgage company or ABC mortgage company has my mortgage, as long as my terms don't change, as long as I still, pay according to the contract that I signed, I can care less who it is. Just let me know so I know who to pay. But child, I don't care. Sell it, shop it. They ain't got nothing to do with me. How can I stop only getting approved lower end cards? Example, credit one. Your current credit cards that you have now, you need to use them responsibly. You need to make sure that you're not carrying a balance if they're a low level card. Making a small purchase before your statement date so that you can, a small purchase under 10% of the limit so that you can report a low utilization. Let your current cards age at least 9 months, and then apply for a mid-tier card. Let me see. I got a derog removed after round one. Thank you. Oh, shout out to you, Danae. Congrats, congrats. What kind of account was it? Was it a collection, charge off? Yeah, I'm gonna get on. Yes. Wait. Does your credit boot camp have the challenging templates as well? It does come with letters. It comes with letters that's specific to the boot camp. Um, when are you gonna have a sale again? Uh, I haven't thought about it. Ain't no holidays. Ain't no holidays coming up. Um, I can do a 24-hour one. I'll do a 24-hour one when I get off here. I'll put it in the story. I'll do 50 only, but y'all, well, maybe I won't put it in the story. Well, if I don't put it in the story, the code will be live. It'll be LIVE live on road to 750.net. I'll do 50% off. So that's gonna make the DIY kit $10, the HIPAA kit for medical collections $5, the 6-step challenge system $6, credit boot camp, which if you don't know about credit, you better get credit boot camp right if you can right now, because that's where it's at. It's going to show you how to build credit, how to repair your credit, how to challenge charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, or other public records or third-party reports, how to read your credit report, all of that. That's credit boot camp. It's normal price is 50. It'll be 25 with the code live. But you gotta give me a chance to make it go live after I go live. So give me like 10 minutes after I end the live and then use live. If I don't post it in the story, because I think I'll just do the live discount, but I may post it in the story. I don't know. I really don't. All of your prices are already super affordable. You should never do. No, it ain't that. Hey, it's cool. I haven't done a sale in a long time. All right, yeah, I am tired. I gotta go wash my hair, get the kids ready for school. Yeah, how the hell school came back this fast? Like, what the hell? But yeah, I gotta go get the kiddos winded down. And yeah. But I will talk to y'all in the morning. I'm gonna do coffee and credit. So pull up on me around 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'll do the consults on YouTube. So YouTube is Shonda Martin. Just search Shonda Martin on pretty much everywhere, and you should be able to find me. I will put the sale. I'm gonna put it in my story on Instagram. But the code will be live LIVE. LIVE. It'll be 50% off. Bye. Love you guys. You have an amazing day or night. Bye.